the select meeting on December 4th. My name is Tony Krolakowski. I'm standing in for Art, who's away. Anybody have a conflict of interest?
No.
Nope.
Okay. Minutes, no.
Minutes were distributed for the 6th and the 20th.
Okay.
Online.
Yeah.
Yep, in the
Yeah,
packet.
yep. So we can have a vote on those.
Okay.
Motion to approve the minutes of the 6th.
So moved.
Second?
Okay, motion by Mike, second by Naomi. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
500.
500. Motion to approve the minutes of the 20th.
So moved?
Second?
By Martha, second by Naomi.
Right. All in favor?
Aye.
500.
500. Perfect.
Warrants.
We have a stack of warrants there.
Yeah, I see.
Exciting.
So I have a warrant number 20 for the amount of
It's,
102,237.92.
oh, yeah.
This is for interest?
That's for the
Line of credit,
the
yeah.
line of credit loan and the
Oh, okay.
interest.
We just ended up doing one draw on it, so that's the
Okay.
interest on the $100,000
Okay, so it's a line of credit?
for the, it's a tax anticipation note, just so we could pay our bills in July, basically.
Okay. Any questions?
Nope.
Anybody? All those in favor?
Aye.
Oh, we need a motion.
Oh, I'm sorry. I need a motion to approve, sorry.
You're
Second.
rusty, we know.
Yeah, I know, I am. Moved by Naomi, second by Martha. All those in favor?
Aye.
500.
Thank you.
That's my pencil right here.
Thank you.
I have a payroll,
That's a rebate.
a rebate, I'm sorry. It's a rebate. Warrant number 18, and it's for $23,235.15.
Those are mostly people who filed their homestead declarations late,
Right.
had their escrow companies overpay their taxes, and now they're getting a refund. We'll include a letter saying, please let your escrow company know that this money came back to you.
Okay. Any questions? I'm sorry, I need a motion? Sorry.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Naomi, second by Mike. All those in favor?
Aye.
500. Motion approved.
Thank you.
We didn't take this yet, huh? This is warrant number 19 for 4,451, I'm sorry, am I right?
4 million, yeah.
4,000,000.
It's like, wait, that's,
4,452,901.36.
That's the taxes owed to the supervisory union and the, this is the education tax money going back to the.
Okay, okay.
So moved.
I need a motion. Mike?
Yep.
Second.
Second by Naomi. All those in favor?
Aye.
aye.
Okay, 500.
Melanie, we have to pay the taxes on the money that we did not receive also. People that did not pay their taxes, that's included in that. Is that not right?
That's
We have to
right.
pay it?
All delinquent taxes are municipal taxes by definition. So we have to pay the school what we have to pay the school.
Right.
Everything left over that's unpaid is our burden.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Yep.
So this is warrant number 1. This is the water warrant.
That's for the water bill for town hall and the fire department.
Okay. And the amount is $228.29. I need a motion.
So moved.
Moved by Mike, second by Naomi. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 500. This is a payroll warrant for
It's the highlighted number on the left, on the bottom left.
$29,457.55. I need a motion.
So moved?
Moved by Martha,
Second.
second by Mike. Any questions? All those in favor, say aye.
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 500. Have another payroll warrant for $29,475.14. Although, sorry, I need a motion.
So moved.
Moved by Martha, Naomi.
Or second. Whatever.
second.
Yeah. Either one.
All right. Second by Martha. Any questions? All those in favor say aye.
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 500.
Was that a regular check warrant too? I think maybe the education tax got connected to the,
It was in there. That was that.
Well, we did the education tax at the beginning. It was combined into the warrant.
We didn't look at the individual checks.
No, there were individual checks in that school tax money.
Usually, we look at the ones over $1,000 and we
Yeah.
didn't do
Oh,
that.
we didn't.
So it's probably in the green folder. I mean,
Yeah.
Here's the green. Oops.
I think it was.
yeah, I think it is separate. Oh, she, okay.
She was
so you did them
combined, I
all in
thought,
one.
Yeah.
Okay, and if you wanted to look at the individual, is there anything over, there's a couple of things over 1,000.
Oh, fuels for 1173.84. Goldstone Architecture for $3,652.
And that's ARPA money for the elevator. The someday elevator.
Green Mountain Power for $1,004.
That's just street lights on
Yeah.
this part of town.
Joan Vargas?
Jones sold back 6 plots, cemetery plots.
Oh, okay. That's
The
for-
town will buy back cemetery plots if people change their minds, or sometimes families discover they've had lots here for years and they would like to sell them back to the town, which is good for us because we can, otherwise they'll sit empty forever.
Then we have school payments. Property and casualty must be insurance for
Yeah, that's our quarterly insurance,
$19,254.
and that includes all types of insurance for the town.
And the Wallingford crushed stone for $2,299. I'm sorry, $2,399. That's it. Any questions?
You want the whole pile here? or-
Oh, you can leave it. That's all good.
Okay.
Gonna fall apart.
Yeah.
Announcements, any announcements from anybody?
I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who came out to the Polar Express event last evening. It was very lovely. We had some kids here and had a festive reading and a meeting with Santa Claus, and just thank you to everybody who helped put that together.
Good, good. Thank you for doing that. Thank you very much. Thank you, Lions Club.
I think we need to announce our special meeting for next Monday, a week from today, when we're going to be going over the town, post-town agreement with the public. What time is it going to start, Dave?
I suppose we should just do it at our regular time, 6:30?
6:30?
I think we had
6:30, okay.
Did we want to do
I
6?
think we had said
We had said
6 o'clock.
So,
It's
yes.
totally up to the board. It
6
won't
would
be posted.
Let's do
would be
6.
Yeah, 6.
nicer.
Good.
Thank you.
6, okay, 6
Yeah.
6 o'clock.
So it will be a special meeting Monday, December 11th, 6 p.m. here and
And on Zoom.
for us to discuss the host town agreement with the Shaftsbury Solar folks and what we kind of have come to.
Is that going on the website?
As soon as we know that we're having a meeting now, yeah,
Okay.
it can. I don't believe there's anything that would prohibit us from putting that on there.
Okay.
So the people will be able to read the proposed agreement that we're proposing to sign
Yeah.
before they
Yeah.
attend the meeting
Yeah.
and come with questions.
Yep.
Good, good. Public comments? No? Treasurer's report. Melanie.
Hello, everyone. Let's see. So we finished up, if we could look at the cash.
Yeah, I have to wait to get with this program.
Finished up November. Let's, I don't have a lot to say. We talked about almost all of this already. So obviously the big story is the tax collection. If you want to go down to the bottom, Dave, unless you have questions about any of those disbursements or revenue, we've already discussed all of it. The one thing that you didn't know was I did get the delinquent tax warrant to Holly last week. So she's officially taken over tax collection, so it's now all questions go to her. So the total tax receipts for this season were, as you see, 6.1 million. And I gave the numbers for the tax warrant comparing this year to last year. They're pretty similar, actually. I'm amazed by how consistent they are. The COVID year, they shot up for very understandable reasons. But this year's warrant is about 8% higher than last year's warrant, and the taxes collected were about 8% higher too. So it's remarkably consistent. So Holly is getting up to speed with NEMRIC. We're going to be doing everything sort of with one system, so I think it's moving forward, it's going to be more efficient, and I have high hopes, and she's taken it on with, with a lot of responsibility. I appreciate that. So for anybody who calls me, I'm probably going to give you her phone number, but she's still getting up to speed, so I hope people will be a little bit patient. It's taking on a new job and a new system, it's a lot, so.
Can I ask just a question about Holly kind of stepping into this role now?
Yeah.
Is she now on the website as the delinquent tax collector? One thing I did notice downstairs when I was hanging up a poster for the Polar Express is that in the little cupboards outside, there's a very old paper that still says Mert Snow is the tax collector, so I don't know if we want to maybe just update that. And it looks quite ancient at this point anyways, so it might be worth just
I believe the most recent delinquent tax report we have down there was actually prepared by Mert, so that's something else that she's going to need to get an updated version of that.
Yeah.
Was that in the...
Like kind of the glass holding case outside, and it looks like it has
it's
seen,
probably been there.
yes, many, many years of weathering.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, just
thanks for bringing that to our attention. So, any questions about the cash flow? I didn't project it to budget because we still have a couple of outstanding payrolls, so it's not really, would not be very informative to look at that. I mean, Dave and I look at those numbers all the time, and there aren't any surprises.
No,
but it's just, I wouldn't want to have that go out officially when we haven't really officially closed the books on November yet. So I hope at the next meeting I can retroactively project it to budget. So if we could look at the reserve, very, very little going on, except for water collection. You can see at that 260 line, that's all the money I took in. Water is due tomorrow. So I encourage people to pay online if they need to. That's always a good option. People have been frantically making payments online the last couple of days, which I'm very, very glad to see people embracing it, especially for water payments. I don't think I have anything else to say. Any questions about anything I just said? Okay.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marlene, our town clerk.
Yes.
Town meeting.
Yes. Okay. I am here again to talk about town meeting and the possibility of changing it to a Saturday morning versus Monday night before the election. Martha will attest to the fact that it's very exhausting to try to do town meeting Monday night and then put in a 16-plus hour day the next day. This coming year is especially going to be hard because it's presidential primary. We actually will be doing 3 separate elections on one day: town, school, and presidential primary. Each one has to have their own voter checklist. So that means, since COVID, we have gotten a lot more absentee ballots than we used to. This is a presidential primary. We're going to have a lot of absentee ballots, I think. That means that starting at noon on Monday, when we close the office officially, we get out all of the absentee ballot envelopes. We don't open them, of course, but we have them with the voter's name, and we have to go through each checklist.
Right.
So that's 3 times, unless I can get extra people in there and maybe do
And it is definitely time intensive.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
There is no mechanization whatsoever. It is human beings looking at each envelope and then checking it manually.
And because I have to be at town meeting, that means even if we're not done, we have to leave everything, put it back in the vault, go over, then I'd have to bring people back that night if we're not done. And it's a very good possibility we wouldn't be because of the volume I'm expecting. So my thought is have town meeting on a Saturday morning, do coffee donuts instead of the dinner. And I've already checked with the school. We could have the school Saturday morning. I just, and we have to start thinking about this because we have to get, I mean, I'm already starting to think about warrants or warnings and town reports and all of that, and getting the word out if we do this.
So what time are you talking?
Well, that would be up to you guys. Just
And this would be a Saturday, March 2nd would be the date.
What are you
that would be.
suggesting, 9, 10?
9 or 10 is what I was thinking.
Because town meeting, usually, there aren't a whole lot of things that are doing it, usually takes about an hour and a half?
No, well, we almost
almost
always go to 10 o'clock at night.
And when do we usually start? I don't
Well, we
recall.
used to start at 7:30, but
Right.
last year we started earlier because the school wasn't involved
short.
Yeah.
in ours.
Right, okay.
But we still went to almost 10 o'clock, you know?
Yeah, but then there was a lot of
Because there was a lot of
people-
discussion.
There was a lot of discussion,
And
and I'm
that's
not sure.
that's
Yeah.
everybody's time to
actually
have
yeah.
these discussions.
Right,
And I want
right.
people to
be able to
I
have
don't want to cut those short. I don't
Right.
want to put a time limit on it. But it can get pretty late.
Well, if we
So
started
if we
at 10, we'd be out of there by,
And it really wouldn't,
Time,
and it really
maybe
wouldn't
one.
matter if it was a Saturday morning, because I wouldn't be
have to
under
get
pressure with the absentee ballots at that point. So,
Well, I think a 10 is a happy medium for folks that are not super morning people, but also people that are like, I gotta get going, I gotta go to my thing, and it's still an appropriate hour to have donuts and coffee, I think.
the
at 10.
the other thought I had was elderly people going over to the school and walking that long walkway into the meeting at night after dark. It's a little bit more difficult, I think, for them than it would be during the day.
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel it. Walking in
and
the dark school.
people who work, you know,
And parents and other folks.
it's just that Monday night is a hard time.
It is.
So I need a motion.
I suggest that this is on the table now, and the public's hearing about it for about the first time, that we move for a vote the next meeting. Also give me time to check, make sure procedurally we're doing this correctly. I don't know how this is regulated. I don't think it is, but it may be. But I think if we wait a week and we get this in the minutes, maybe we can put something on the front page of the webpage.
Yeah, good idea.
And just say, this is what we're planning, and in 2 weeks on the 18th, because that would still give us time, because I won't have my part of the warrant until the end of the month. The warning, not the warrant, the warning. So, I mean, that would be my suggestion.
And have we just checked in to see if we're conflicting with anybody else on that day at that time? I'm just thinking school-wise or with like North Bennington, because I know some of the North Bennington folks
I have not.
slide both ways
Yeah,
to do both
I
sometimes.
have not checked, but I can
Okay.
before the next meeting.
And just
That would
to
be good.
see, because
We've always
usually,
conflicted.
well, and I know that we typically do, but just to try to,
Yeah,
if
no,
we can
and other
minimize.
towns do split them up like
And then
this.
did
so-
we usually have Cat TV
Yeah, we were talking about that before this meeting, so we're
doing
going to
this, so we'll
check.
have to check that
May not
as
be able to
well,
have
so
it
that we
live.
can-
We'll have to see.
But then we'll
But we'll
have
be
all
talking
that
about that
maybe by
tomorrow.
the 18th, so that we
Yeah.
can.
Yeah. Yep.
It could be streamed, I think,
We can.
via Zoom, even if it can't be live.
We had a
but-
large technical issue with Zoom over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the microphone and the amplification is very,
Yeah,
You
yeah.
don't, I didn't pick up anything on the mic,
okay.
because I did Zoom, and there was nothing.
very
I-
difficult,
Yeah, I couldn't
yeah.
hear it at all. Then they put another mic in, and I can't remember why.
Well, by the time we got through that one, because, we hadn't been over there in years because of COVID. And then, we had the dual systems, so required some messing around with it. I think by the time we had that solar meeting, it was down pretty well, that everybody could hear everything. So it's more a question of availability and checking with Mike tomorrow and seeing
I think that would
if they can do it. At minimum, we could record it and put it up. Yeah, that's also part of checking all the rules on this.
I also want to mention to everybody out there that it's not too early to request absentee ballots. You will not get them for March and August unless you request them. November, everybody will get them. And for the presidential primary, in Vermont, you do have to request Democrat or Republican. You're not declaring a party.
Right.
We are all independents, but we have to know which one to send you because we can only send one.
Right.
So anybody call me. I've got a list started. And it's too early to go on the My VT website for voting and request it that way because they're not set up yet. But I am taking people's names and I will get them in the system as soon as we can. So anybody can call the office and request ballots now.
Good.
So,
All right.
very good.
So you're going to do
Thank
your
you.
research?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good. Thank you.
Yes, Principal.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And watch the wire on the way out.
Yes.
Careful.
I will try.
DPW report.
Just a quick DPW report this week. Thank the crew. We have some really good cooperation going on. We worked with the cemetery committee to straighten out tombstones. Two guys from Highways helped out and did about 150 in 2.5 days fixing tombstones. So it was a very good little project, so we thank the crew for that. Also up at Howard Park, found a lot of big rocks, and so we've now created a border around the parking area so that cars can no longer, and four-wheelers and whatever else they're bringing up there, can no longer drive up the hill and do donuts and everything like that. So that's a good start for that, and a good repurposing of the odd rock we found around town. So we found a lot of them too, apparently. And of course, Ron Jennings, a longtime DPW employee, retired as of last Thursday. So we wish him well. And his replacement had started in the summer as a part-timer, so he's already up and running. So things are getting ready, and the plows are ready. Sand's in the box, and we're ready to go. Now all we need is snow.
And I sent Mrs. Carroll's letter to Dave because he hadn't gotten it. So about the ditching and the trees. So that'll go into Dave.
Yeah, we'll have a look at that and we'll have a look at that.
I think that was sent to the whole board, so I think the whole board should have some say in how we answer it.
Yeah, I have no personal intention of answering it. It's the board.
Well, maybe it could be
I'll work on.
discussed at our next regular.
Yeah, we'll bring it up because I only just saw it at 6 o'clock. So
Did that go out like today? I
yeah,
don't
it came out
remember.
late this
Yeah.
afternoon. So yeah,
Okay.
This afternoon.
Yeah.
I
So we
sounds
need
like
time
I missed
to
it if
digest
it
and
came in the packet. Okay.
respond.
Yeah.
So that's it for DPW.
Okay. So the VTLCT, the contract with recruitment. Mike?
Yeah, I did talk to, his name is Rick, on Friday. Dave and Naomi and I had met and discussed some things we wanted to change about the contract, so I let him know those things. He did want to keep, was it called ICMA? For advertising, he felt strongly about keeping ICMA in there. He's got some kind of he's a member with them, I guess, and gets price breaks with some indicators. Reading between the lines, I think he felt like we'd get a more diverse candidate pool from that angle. Again, that's me reading between the lines of what he was saying, I can kind of, so, I don't know. That was the only point he really pushed back on. He understood getting 7 days out, getting Bennington Banner in. And then I just told him that we wouldn't really need his help with anything until step 6 again at that point. He mentioned, it is work to take on, so we'll just have to be prepared. I guess that's one thing. Once this ball gets rolling, people are really going to have to, make themselves available for interview times.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to keep moving quickly.
Yep.
Yeah, it has to be starting to move quickly,
If you want to,
because we've lost a lot of time.
so.
If we are, we had agreed that the whole board is going to be present at each of the meetings, right? I guess that means that it's a meeting.
Yeah, you can have a meeting, it'll just be a closed executive meeting for interviews.
Personnel.
Yeah, it's just for interviews, yeah.
Executive session. Okay.
And as we get to the cluster, we can pick a certain day, could even be a Saturday, and just boom, 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 schedule them in and get it going.
And I will talk to him about getting contract language from him and see if he has that. And I'll just stay on him at this point about getting the advertisements out there.
Yeah, because we have to sign the contract. I believe the board's approved this anyway, so we just need something to sign, and we need that ad to get out.
Yeah.
Because we're coming into a very difficult part of the year. If he starts this now, part of the advertising is going to be over the extended holidays at the end of the year.
Did he say anything about when he thinks he'll get us the finalized contract?
So I told him as soon as possible. I told him I was having a meeting tonight. He did say, well, it's Friday, and so I'll call him tomorrow and update him on the contract, and I'll just stay on him at this point about getting the contract here signed. Because he did talk about a couple days, so by Tuesday that'll be a couple days.
Yes.
Okay. All right, and I'm going to work on a plan for functioning post January 22nd.
Right.
On how the town will operate. How the town will operate. So we'll talk about that at the next meeting. Because there's a number of committees that have to be formed. There's a lot of moving parts. We have to get the sewer going, water. We have a committee for the town green. Oh, I need somebody from the select board for the town green committee too. Because we have Martha from the EDC, we have from Parks, and we could use someone from the select board. Just, we have to have a committee, because there's federal money involved in this, to talk about the town green with the architects and engineers. So, and because it's a park, I got someone from the Parks Committee, Sarah Costin, and Naomi was from EDC because that's EDC, so another person from the select board would round that out.
I don't mind doing that.
Okay, Friday, 9 a.m., we'll see you here. Thank you. That's the first meeting.
Friday?
Friday, 9 a.m., yes.
To meet with Goldstone Architects.
Yeah.
And
This is really, there's a stake, it's considered a stakeholders meeting, and you have to have a variety of people from within the town and from interested committees, which is obviously the select board, the EDC, and the rec committee. So, we'll do it that way.
Okay.
And then there's a couple others we're going to need to put together too, just for continuity here for a little bit.
And they're not going to be as fun, I'm just saying, guys. You're going to be stuck with the heart now.
Yeah.
Other business.
On the 18th, next meeting is the 18th?
yes.
Yeah, on the 18th.
The regularly.
We'll do the budget meeting. The budget conservatively looks like 6% maybe for the coming year. There's 5.1% inflation up until October 23 from the year before. Well, everything's just gotten plain more expensive. We've been able to hold almost below inflation for years, but I can't hold it below this amount of inflation. It just can't be done. So, considerably less than some of the school budgets I've seen lately, but it still is going to be a little bit higher. But it won't add a tremendous amount to anybody's town property tax bill. But you all have all the details out in another week, and I'll send around the audit. We just got the audit finished from last year, so that needs a bit of explaining because there's some overages that are partly caused by grants that came due in one year that were expended in the year before, but, it's things like that. Let's see. Oh, and we're going to go over ARPA. ARPA rules have changed by March of '24 now, instead of December of '25, December 24, everything has to be obligated or moved to the general fund. I have some issues with the move to the general fund. VLCT says it's fine, but I don't know. Most of our stuff will be committed because we already have all the projects in mind, so it really shouldn't be a big deal for us, but...
And is it still spend by 26 at this point?
It's still spend at 26,
Okay.
but the clear indication is that depending on which way things go, Congress will try a clawback of unexpended funds. So if they're obligated,
We have them
we
locked
have them,
into
yeah, because we've
wherever.
already obligated them. That's where I'm a little shaky on this general fund idea, because the general fund is just, laying in the general fund. That's not obligated to anything. If we have contracts, like we'll be at contract for half the money by March just for the elevator and the addition to this building. And we can easily, contract the rest out for the pavilion, for other improvements like that. But it's something, the timeline, they keep changing rules here all the time. And this one, it's a pretty strong warning from VLCT, and I kind of agree with them. Although, March seems to be, I don't know where exactly they pulled March out of thin air, but I would definitely be concerned, depending on the next round of elections, how safe you would be. Because ours is, for Vermont, ours is pretty good, but in general in the country, it's puny. And some towns have just an extraordinary amount of cash that does need to be accounted for. I mean, in our grouping, we will probably never, ever be asked what we did with it. I mean, we send in reports. I send in reports biannually, I think. But there is the fear that they'll claw it back. They keep mentioning it, so. And nationwide, it's a significant amount of money.
Okay. Action items. You're going to check into the legality of us meeting with the North Bennington Board?
Yep, we'll look into that for the North Bennington Board. We'll get something together for the solar meeting. We'll get that posted for next Monday at 6 p.m. for the host town agreement with Shaftsbury Solar. What else will we do?
We're doing some research about the move to potentially town meeting.
Yep, the town meeting change.
To change and see about CAT TV and any other conflicts that may or may not be avoidable with moving them to that daytime.
And that might be it.
Anything else?
Just that I'll stay on top of this hiring thing.
For sure.
Yeah, and if he gets you something, send it, because I do believe, and have him make me as the signatory.
Okay.
Because it has been approved by the board, and I can just sign it and get it right back to him. Because I think as quickly as he gets that ad, which he's supposed to write under Section 1, I believe, really light a fire on them for that too, because we need that ad to go out.
It's got to go out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in a crunch, for sure.
That's it.
Anything else? Motion to adjourn?
I'll stay on.
So moved.
Art wants to go.
Art's on vacation.
Second by Naomi. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Yeah.
500. Hey,
Have a
good
good
luck,
time,
Art.
Art.
Good night.